So let's close our eyes for 2 minutes and we'll begin. Okay? Okay. All right. So, can someone recollect what is it that we saw last? We form the link and move ahead.
So, caring for nature is a kind of prayer, and if in that prayer, if you give good care to Mother Earth or nature, it'll bless you by giving you fruits and food and everything you need.
Okay, that's very good. Bhagavi, Leona, would you like to add something?
Yes, one more point is when you take care of land with love and devotion, not cutting down too many trees or just spoiling the earth. Just plant more trees and take care of it. Just don't do anything bad to it. And it blesses you in return in giving you fruits and food, like Bhargavi said. If you care and love it so much, it'll provide with food and fruits coming
Yes,
from the
yes.
ground.
Very good. Now, one more aspect. But some land is barren, isn't it? How do you, what do you do then?
Sir, we give the barren land our love. We do a sort of prayer that's not like please grow grass on this and then patakse grass will come. Not like that, but then by prayer, like in the first point I said, prayer is like you care for the land. You just don't leave it, ignoring it.
Okay, so
And
that way.
if you have very less, then try to do the best with what you can. Like if you have a
Okay.
barren land, you can just transform it into a green scene.
Okay. All right. That's nice. So barren land can also be transformed with dedication, with efforts, with works, with love and care, and then we receive the blessings from the land, isn't it? All right. Very good. So we are ready to move into the next chapter. This chapter is nature's universal power and energy. You know where this is? This is in a hill station. Anybody has gone to a hill station? Yes? No. Bhagavi says no. Viona says yes. All right. So this school has only taken all the students now to the hill station after getting all the permissions. So this lesson is there.
Sir, what do you actually mean by hill station? Like actually,
Actually, like a hill station. What does the name say?
like
Hill. What's a hill?
going on
Yeah.
like mountains.
Yeah, hills, absolutely.
Yeah, I've gone hiking to I've never
Manali.
been to a hill station. The
So,
closest thing I've ever gone to a hill station is there was a station that was above the ground, like 1 meter. That's all.
1 meter. No, that is, if you
It was
jump,
just
you
like
can.
a pile of crumbled rocks. So that's the closest I've ever.
Okay, fine. All right. So this hill station is a nice, beautiful place. It's slightly on the elevated, on a hill. There, what do you remember seeing there, Viona?
Like everywhere, there's like trees. There's like
Okay.
huge steps. It's only made of stones. It's like a very slippery ground. And on when you're climbing up, like on the right side, I remember there was like the whole full open land. If you just fall, you can't back. like
Okay,
come back.
like a
Yeah,
valley on one side.
like
But
you
otherwise, if you
can
look
come
at
back.
nature, there's a lot of nature, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's
someone, I
cool
think
though.
someone died almost, but I think they got saved because it's like
Okay.
a huge open land with trees. So you go there, you can't come back up. You say bye bye forever.
Okay, that is, I think, an interesting definition. Hello, Rini. Welcome. So, yes, you have also been to a hill station anytime, Rini?
A few years ago, I had gone to Coorg. It
Okay.
is like, at first, I didn't want to go because I had a science competition. But then I
Hmm.
realized there's no point, and I just went.
Okay.
So we went by car, like me, my mom, and a bunch of other people, relatives. And then we went, and I should have never sat in the back seat because the road was very windy and it made me quite very dizzy. But one
Okay.
thing I did notice were the beautiful hills. There were many slopes. There were plantations everywhere. We tasted different types of coffee.
Flowers,
Yes,
gardens,
that as
and
well.
all of that, isn't
We
it?
also learned about many flowers and how, for example, vanilla, how it
Hmm.
is made and cultivated.
Right, right. Yes, yes. So, this lesson today is also in a hill station. Let's continue. After getting the requisite permissions from the school management and the parents, an excursion to a nearby hill station was organized. The teacher then took the children to the famous botanical garden in the hill station and then began his session. The teacher, he says, "Dear friends, we experienced the light and power of the truth of nature when we visited the garden. Today, we have come to this hill station to understand the bigger part of the power of nature. What do you all observe from this great height?" A student replies, "Sir, it is an amazing view. A big waterfall, the huge forest, the cool and fresh air. Even on the way, we saw many unknown plants and trees, including herbal plants, plantations of different species, different types of birds, honeycombs, butterflies. I can't explain the beauty of what I saw. I'm going to write my experience in our journey to this hill station." So, what did the student feel? Wow, there's so much so beautiful everywhere. I don't want to forget it. Let me write it down. Anybody has the habit of writing? No? All three are saying no. They call it journaling, putting our thoughts onto paper. That's something you can try because you will understand. Yes, Bhargavi wants to add something.
I don't really write about the places I go, but then sometimes if I'm alone, sometimes if my friends are out doing something like Talents Day, they go out practicing, but I'm not there on Talents Day. That time I just do journaling. I write down my emotions in my diary, and then I start to wonder: is the diary telling me what to feel, or am I feeling what I'm feeling? It's like I wrote, I am so angry at this person. It feels before writing, I am so angry at this person. I'm calm, and after that, I'm like, "Ugh." I don't know.
Oh,
It's like the journal is telling me.
okay, you be careful with that journal then. Yes, Rini wants to add something. Yes, Rini.
So sometimes I don't like to write on my own. I mean, I don't mind writing as writing. But earlier, my mom used to tell me, like, if I have gone to a place, I should write about it. I have never written about it, any place I've gone to. And then she often tells me to keep a journal. I just write normal stuff and then I forget.
Okay,
No, like I forget what I had for breakfast.
okay.
Sometimes lunch or dinner. I'm like, oh, wait, I just had that like 4 minutes ago. What was it? I forgot. But then sometimes when I'm bored, like, not sometimes, one time when I was bored, I got this random spark of motivation and I
Wow.
opened this one essay book, went to the question answer section, found a topic, and I wrote 2 pages on it.
Wow. Did you like it? Did you enjoy
No,
what you wrote?
no.
No. Why? Why was that? You were not happy
No,
with it?
because I read at first I thought it was good, but then I read it and I realized I'd repeated like a few points but in different words, so it didn't make sense.
Okay. Yeah, fine. So one of the reasons why we should journal or write is, like now Bhargavi is saying, a magical book is telling her. I don't know, that will happen all the time, but sometimes it's like a mirror. What do you see in the mirror? Your own reflection, isn't it? You see your reflection. Like that, it is a mirror of your thoughts. I remember I had started writing a blog. It was something very new when I was in high school. I had just learned about you can write blogs, and I was so happy about it. So I started. Hi, blog. I said that is how I started. You will not believe. This was in my high school, then when I went to college, at different points of time, what I thought I had written it down. And then when I completed my college and I looked back at it, I had a good laugh and watching how different, how I have changed over time. It becomes like what, like a thought diary, your own thoughts, what they were before, afterwards. Sometimes you can understand better as well. So that is why it is to be done. It also helps you improve your communication. That's your dialogue with yourself that starts. But anyway, let's now get back into the lesson. So here the student is writing down all the beautiful experiences that he saw. The teacher says, very good. You should all record this wonderful panorama. Here is also a big, beautiful garden, which is for tourists and also for research students of agriculture and horticulture. What is the energy behind this creation? Its beauty, strength, and abundance of natural resources that benefits birds, animals, and humans alike. That's the question the teacher asks. He says now they take them to the botanical garden. What do you see in botanical gardens? You see different.
Saplings,
Yes, tell me. Yes, Rennie.
like small flowers and saplings.
Okay. Saplings is what Rennie has said. Viona, would you like to add to what Rennie has said?
Yes, there are many different kinds of plants, colorful flowers, like
Different types of flowers.
different
You get,
colors as well.
yeah, you get to know the names of the plants, isn't it?
Actually, when in sixth grade, recently we have gone on a trip to Auroville Botanical Garden,
Okay.
and there were like more than 50 types. I'm not exaggerating. There's like more than 50 types of cactus, like
Wow.
cactus kept in a like a room and outside
Okay.
as well. And then I got pricked by a thorn as well while climbing up a step. And then there was like many other plants. We saw a huge windmill, and we saw like also how butterflies. The what do
Okay.
you say that the
Pupa.
yeah, something like that. Like in white, it was like saliva. I think we saw it like that one, and we saw so many ants like just going on the
Okay.
grass.
Yeah, what we call flora and fauna, isn't it? Plant life, animal life, insect life. So botanical gardens have different plants and different informations. Do you know plants have medicinal values? Yes. So that is why we need to know about them. If you know it, then you can, your food becomes your medicine. You can take plants which are good. You understand which food is right. So this is something we must learn. And that is what the teacher is trying to teach the students. But he asks this question. If you see, you've seen different flowers. I mean, even just say hibiscus. You all know about the hibiscus flowers, isn't it? That also has so many varieties, isn't it? A single plant has so many varieties, so many colors, so many floral arrangements also. They have something called scientific name, which has a generic name and a specific name. So species name, which they call it. So within one plant family, there are like in your family, you have siblings, isn't it? Are you and your sibling the same? No. Some people say we don't even believe we are siblings. Yes or no?
Sister are a bit same, but not me and my dog.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a different family. One is an animal's family, another is human family. But anyway, so we have a big family indeed. But You see, this is something we must understand. So many varieties are there, so many different things. Who has created all of it? Some energy, isn't it? Some design. No, it's not fluke, right? If you take a pen and paper and you scribble something, it will not look like anything. Will it become a beautiful masterpiece? If you want to make a masterpiece, you have to think, you have to, plan and make something, isn't it? There is some rationale, there is some logic, there is some planning behind it. So there is something in nature also. If you look at nature, you can identify that there is some interesting plan behind it. The student immediately answers. He says, Sir, this is the strength and wealth of nature's creations for nature herself and also for all living creatures around. The teacher says, Yes, my child, there are the three main parts of nature's creations. These three kingdoms, plant, animal, and human kingdom, all are flourishing and helping each other. Yes or no? Are they helping each other? Yes, actually. Yeah, Bhargavi wants to say something.
So like here it is telling there are three main parts: animal, plant, and human. But then scientifically, aren't humans also considered in animals?
Yes, yes, animals also, human beings are
Because
also
like
considered.
we are developed from animals. We are basically animals because we are basically animals.
Okay, we are basically animals. But is there some difference between us and animals, Bhargavi? Okay, Reni
Kind of.
wants to add. Bhargavi says probably not.
They have a
Reni?
more developed mind compared to all animals in the
Yeah, isn't it? Can animals write journals? No. Yeah, so that mind, no, we have a developed mind. That's why we are part of, you can say, animal kingdom, but we can understand ourselves to be little bit different from animals. That because we have a role, we have a responsibility of taking care of all three kingdoms. That's like the big responsibility given to the humans. So all are flourishing and helping each other. Student says, Yes, sir. I can understand about plant and animal, but what about human kingdom? By the way, have you read this book already? Your questions are appearing automatically. After you ask, it comes in this. Do you read it before class every day, Bhargavi?
I don't
It's
get time.
happening.
I
Okay, it's
definitely do
happening.
not get time.
Okay, so it's happening naturally. That's very nice. Let's continue. Yes, sir. I can understand about plant and animal. But what about human kingdom? The teacher. Why are you separating humans from these two? Probably because you think human kingdom is different from the other two, and that humans have an extra special source of energy and strength. Student says, Yes, sir. The teacher replies, says, See, we all see the same strength in people around us. We think it is different as we have a more developed mind than animal and plant kingdom, isn't it? The student says, It's not clear. Sir, please explain. The teacher then replies, he says, See, certain people have extraordinary physical, mental, and emotional skills. Yes, do you agree? Physical, mental, and emotional skills. Some of them are they're so strong physically, they don't get tired only. You're like, wow, what is this person made of metal or what? Bones are like he's not getting tired. How is the energy coming? Like that. Same way, mental also. Yes, Fiona, you want to add something?
That is a bit of me, bit of me, bit of.
Like you don't get tired.
I don't get tired at all.
Okay, that's lovely.
When
Wonderful.
it
That's
comes to sleeping,
when it comes to sleeping, you don't get tired. Acha. Bhargavi, what about you? What's your superpower?
sir, I think every single child on this planet has this superpower, the power of never getting tired of playing.
Okay, never getting tired of playing. Okay, yeah, that's some kind of energy. Yes, Rennie wants to add. Yes, Rennie.
Sir, I will admit that I do get tired pretty fast. I'm sorry for that, but
Why should you
in
be
my
sorry?
opinion, my superpower
Everybody's
is
different.
I
Yeah,
can
please tell
eat a
me.
lot. I can
Huh?
still eat a lot. I
You can
can
eat
eat
a
it
lot.
and I can still eat more. It's like
Okay,
never ending.
all right. So your physical capacities of digesting is very good.
Yes.
For me, I have very bad because from childhood, everybody said I'm an old man. I eat like an old man from the beginning only. My mother used to say, when you were in class second, this was your diet. Now you have finished college, you are still eating only that much. What's wrong? So I think everybody's different, right? Physical is different.
You
Same way. Yeah.
you can see me non-stop being active, jumping around everywhere for about half an hour or 15 minutes. I'm not
Okay.
joking.
That's
For the
very
whole day.
good.
For the whole
All
Yeah,
right.
probably for the whole
Okay. So then, like that, like the physical, there's also mental. Everybody has an attention span. Everybody has a capacity of analysis. There was one boy who, I mean, there is a boy, he's a friend of mine. He's just now finishing his school. He has such a beautiful mind that he can, make beautiful designs. And he sits for hours making those shapes, concentric circles, and so many different shapes. And he has such a beautiful mind. That's a very interesting mind. There's another person, I know one more friend of mine. He was so restless that the principal had specially made a separate seat for him outside of the classroom. Because wherever he would sit, he would disturb not himself, not just the teacher, but everybody else. And he had that distinction of sitting outside the classroom for an entire year. From there also he would disturb the class from outside because that was his nature. So that's a different type of mind. Then emotional skills. This is something which is very important, isn't it? Sometimes people have very strong mind, very strong body, but very bad emotions. So suddenly what happens? The emotions make you forget all your strength, isn't it? Anybody has heard of Superman? Yes. Has anybody heard of kryptonite? Yeah, so that's like suddenly zapping all the powers. That's what emotions sometimes do. That's why we need to have good emotional skills as well. Just physical and mental development is good, but emotion also. You have to understand, am I getting angry just like that? Or there is some good reason for it? Is it justified? These are all things you can understand only when you have control over emotion. Otherwise, the emotions will control you. That's not something we want, isn't it? We should be in control. Let's continue. So some certain people have extraordinary physical, mental, and emotional skills. If you look at the scientists who, with their research and efforts, give us the knowledge of using energy for our betterment through various devices like electric bulbs, trains, aeroplanes, and they taught us to use our abilities and evolve from animal natured man to today's modern man. In all the great scientists across the world, we see common qualities like selflessness and determination. Yes or no? Scientists, what do they have to do? Continuously. They keep working, isn't it? There was a friend of mine, a geneticist. She would spend the entire time in the lab only. I even got a chance to visit the lab. 8 p.m. in the night, also the person is still working. How? What? Well, it goes on like that. Continuously working with full, that is, nobody's forcing them. They say, I have to do the research. I have done an experiment. That experiment results will come out. I'm waiting for the results. So let me work. Some of them dedicate their lives for research and science. Others feel, hey, what is this? This is boring. But no, for the scientist, it's important. And because of scientists only, we have evolution, isn't it? Of human life. Quality of life improves because of science. Right now, we are all speaking to each other because of what? Advancements in science only, isn't it? When I was in college, I don't think even searching on Google was a big difficulty. We did not have good internet. Now look at it. Now, so many apps, children are also developing wonderful apps nowadays. Why? Well, this is how the life improves, how we progress. So, this selflessness and determination, that's always found in all the scientists. Dr. Abdul Kalam, great example, isn't it? A genius of a scientist. Became a genius with hard work, regularly. Some people are born with a lot of skill. Some people earn a lot of skill by efforts. So that is also important. Do you think they have a common source from where all the good qualities originated? That's what the teacher is saying. Means all are scientists, isn't it? All are different. Each person is different. Yes or no? Each person is different. But they all have some common quality. Yes or no? Has it originated from the same place then? What do you think? All are
Um,
different. Yeah, Viona.
my friend, like two of my friends, they were born in the same hospital. Does that count?
No.
Like in the same day, the same
No,
hospital,
no,
but
no.
a
I'm not
different
talking
day.
about birthday. I'm saying, see, various scientists, you see, best scientists. You've heard of Madame Curie?
No.
She discovered what? Rennie, do you know?
He discovered the radioactive elements radium, right?
And polonium, isn't
Yeah,
it?
polonium.
Absolutely. So now look at her, look at Dr. Abdul Kalam, look at other scientists across the world. They are all different, isn't it? From different cultures, different countries, different languages, different fields. And yet, all the great ones, they have some commonness, isn't it? Their determination, their selflessness. You know, Madame Curie, she got the Nobel Prize, but she herself got radioactive poisoning. She dedicated her life for the world, not worried. Each of this. Dr. Abdul Kalam kept teaching till his last moment, isn't it? That is something. That is how they're all different and yet having the same thing. So the teacher asked the question. So, Viona, not that they were all born in the same hospital, but do you think they have a same source? What do you think, Viona?
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so. But they have same qualities, isn't it?
Yeah,
So the
kind of.
qualities, same qualities may have come from one place, possibility, no? It can
Yeah.
come, no? Generally, yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. So that's what the teacher asks. He sometimes asks very interesting question. He says, "Do you think they have a common source from where all the good qualities originated?" The student says, "I don't know, sir." The teacher says, "I told you this before. It is the same energy flowing in plants, animals, and human beings. In the ant and the elephant." Yes, Rini.
So does that mean if plants tried enough, they could also like find out if if polonium is radioactive or not?
If plants,
Tried hard enough, they could find out if polonium was radioactive.
no, if plants will have to take the next step in evolution.
All right, they're plants. Sorry.
Yeah, they're plants, but in plants also, if you see, you've heard of the experiments of Dr. Bose, Jagdish Chandra Basu on plants.
No, I'm sorry, I don't think I have.
Yeah, he was a great. Okay, Bhargavi remembers it or knows it. Okay, Bhargavi.
No, like I don't know that, but then, like the thing that plants have evolved a little because there's something called mycorrhizal network through which the plants can actually communicate. So it's like
Yeah,
they've actually advanced because plants can communicate. There was this researcher, I forgot the scientist's name, but then she planted three tomato plants and she infested one of them with leaf-eating worms. Immediately, the other two plants started like absorbing more
developing.
sunlight, and then they started making enzymes that could help destroy the leaf-eating worms. Through
Yes,
that
yes.
mycorrhizal network, they transferred those enzymes to the infested plant, and within a week or so, there was absolutely not a single worm in that.
Absolutely. Yes, they started developing immunity towards it because they understood, oh, that plant has got it. Now, next, we may also get it. Let's get ready. How did they understand? Well, that is something. Like that, I gave you another name of a great scientist. If you want, you can search about him, Dr. Jagdish Chandra Bose. He had performed experiments about plants being sensitive and having feelings also. They respond, to music. They respond to care. That's why I was saying you try to grow a plant. Yeah, Rini, tell me.
This had once happened in my English class.
Okay,
Like my teacher, she likes to make a lot of puns and jokes. I mean, or she
okay.
even like makes up stories. So one time she said there was this person. He was living in a farm and he was growing corn.
Hmm.
Every single day he'd play some country music, and all his neighbors was like, "What are you playing?" But by the end of the year, he had the highest crop yield.
Yeah.
Soon they were asking him, "What music were you playing?"
Absolutely. Yes, Rini, that's true. Try to just, there is one person I know in Bangalore, one Didi of mine. She's a great artist, but her plants were not growing it also. She asked help from somebody, and that person came and started talking to the plants because that person had a very good connect with plants. Every time this person planted something, it would go beautifully. So you won't believe this friend of mine, she tried so much she could not make it grow so well. But when this person came and started talking, this happened regularly, and then suddenly the plant started blossoming very well. How? What? Well, she said I was not being very conscious or very caring when I was doing it out of I have to water something, let me go quickly. What? Here, this person came and it really responded. So it's actually an interesting thing. It is the same energy.
How did it respond?
How did the plant respond? The plant spoke in the language it can understand, it can speak, isn't it? What is the language of the plants? Fiona?
Giving fruits.
Giving fruits, flowers, the leaves become more fresh. If you understand the plants tell you, if you have tried growing, no, if water is less, the leaves will tell you the water is less. Yeah, not fully down also you can understand. And then suddenly when you put little bit water, no, the plants suddenly become fresh and happy. You can experience that. And scientifically also, ant or elephant, there is life only, no? Life is there or not? In the blue whale also it is there, in the ant also. Is any scientist capable of again putting life back into an ant after it has gone out? No. Why? Because same rule, same thing everywhere. So there is something interesting. That same energy is flowing between what? In plants, animals, and humans. The student immediately says, if it is the same, then why is there a difference between ordinary men and great men? Good question, no? But the student is asked this question. If you are saying it's the same energy flowing through all plants, animals, humans, in men also we have, in human beings also we have, no? Some are ordinary and some are great. That's what the student says. Anybody agrees with this question?
Me.
Yeah? All right. Let's see. The teacher's reply says, here is the same secret. Great people channelize this power in them and so receive more. What is this? They channelize the power in them, and that is why they receive more. Like everybody gets the same education in school and college, but few shine like stars, and few hardly get through the exams. Some have slow progress, and those with more ability have more progress. They utilize it properly, and that is the secret. Otherwise, energy is the same for all, and many get inspired from the lives of great personalities. One should have the inspiration and inclination to progress. So, what is it? The opportunity is there, no, for everybody? Yes or no? When the class teacher teaches, does he teach separately for everybody? No. And yet, some people remember and some people don't, isn't it? Some people listen. I remember me and my friend, both of us, hey, we learned this in school, now we learned in college. Another friend was sitting, what? We were in the same class. I never heard this. He said, no, no, he told us. Maybe I was dreaming, I didn't listen to it that time. So he was in the same class, but he did not listen. So there is something, that is the difference. It's about utilizing, it's about channelizing that power which is inside of you. When you channelize it, then you can utilize it properly. Otherwise, it's like you fill a bucket with water and then make a hole in the water bucket. What's going to happen? Oh, the water will go out, isn't it? That is like that. So you should learn how to channelize it. Then immediately a student says, yes, like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the Honorable former President of India. The teacher says, yes, and not only scientists, army commandos, generals, and knowledgeable persons in various fields and disciplines also. They are the pathfinders. They are the pathfinders. Who is a pathfinder? What is a who is a pathfinder? Anybody? Can you tell me?
A pathfinder is the one who doesn't copy others' paths. He just makes his own paths. Like he finds a solution to every problem. That's he finds his path in every.
Means he doesn't walk on one path because everybody is walking on that path, isn't it? But is it easy? Huh? No, isn't it? You have to like swim against the current. You have to forge your way. Sometimes challenges are too many. But all the great ones, they all had challenges, isn't it? And these challenges only helped them become stronger. That's how they became pathfinders. The student asks the question immediately. Do all have the same energy? The teacher says, yes, I told you the same. All energy is one, the single, all existing. Yes, Rini wants to ask something? No. Okay. All energy is one, the single, all existing, omnipresent energy is everywhere in all living and non living things. The student says, how do you say non living also, sir? Same energy in non living things? Anybody? How does non living thing, does it have energy? Yeah. Bhagavi says yes. How? Rini also agrees. Viona also agrees. Okay, all three are agreeing. How is it then? Can you tell me? Yeah, okay,
Like
Rini. Okay, Bhargavi then. Yeah, Bhargavi, then Rini, and then Viona. Yes, Bhargavi.
so like basically even non-living things are made up of substances, and these substances have the same thing. You can't just make a table without wood. You can't just make a table without elements from nature. And nature has the same energy that is within us. Like we have air, that is oxygen. Even non-living things have air that is congested, or it might not be congested as well.
Okay,
Uh,
wood I can understand, but what about metals, Bhargavi?
Even metals, there are substances of nature, like I have no idea, but then you
You
can't just
think
imagine.
you think metals also will have
Yeah,
something,
because
isn't it?
metals have something like uranium, some neon something. So it ends with neon, so yeah. That comes from nature. And
The
if
entire periodic table is there, no? Hydrogen, helium, beryllium.
I do not
Yeah.
know the
Okay.
periodic table.
Okay, fine. All right. So yes, so Bhargavi says yes, whether it is wood or it is also metals. Rennie, what is it you are saying?
No, like the first thing I thought were like the atoms inside all the
Yeah,
objects.
yeah,
No, like the law says that all these atoms are never stop moving. This is the kinetic
yes,
theory, right? So
yeah.
they're always in constant motion. So that means never that they are not having any energy. There's always constant buildup of energy
But
inside.
they're just all together, so close and finely bound together.
Yes, but that even it said that even in solids, even though they're very closely bound together, that doesn't mean that they will not vibrate. Even a
Yeah.
small amount is enough to cause a bit of energy.
Absolutely. So it's what is called potential energy, isn't it? In all of them. Absolutely. That's true. Vivana, what is it you were adding?
I basically was gonna just say the same answer as Bhargavi. I think that's a yeah. Like I wanted to say the same thing, but it's
Yeah, I think got it. So all three are on the same page. Yes. Have you heard of magnets? Yes. Do you know metals can become magnets? There is some stage called superconductors also they can become, isn't it?
so your video's paused.
Okay, now it's all right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm at the factory today, so that's the problem here in the village. Little bit internet issues. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So, metals also, ordinary metals, if you see, then all, I think you will learn it in physics, how a metal can become a magnet. It has the potential, but all its inside poles are scattered. But then they get arranged. So, this is there. There is this force, there is this awareness inside of all living things, non-living things also. Teacher gives an example. He says, on rubbing the stones, we see sparks and energy. This is then utilized in burning wood. The fire comes out, which is already present there inside wood in a dormant form, seen or not seen. Energy is always present inside all. So take care of your plants and pets, and at the same time, also take care of the smallest things like your pen and pencil, eraser, and all the items which help you and give you comfort. Energy and life is everywhere, seen or unseen, felt or not felt. So here the teacher says, even look at all the little things. Pen, pencil. Does it make a difference? Pen and pencil, arranging it? Yeah. Okay. Bhargavi is all are saying yes. Okay. How is it?
Sir, in my importance, we must give the pens more importance
What?
because they always like keep everything just there. Pencils, you can like erase it, but pens, it just stays. And it's also that you can always, a pen doesn't require anything neat. I mean, handwriting is there, but pens also can just let you do whatever you want. Pencils
Yeah.
always force you to have a neat handwriting. I mean, it's nice, but I'm not comfortable with it.
No, I meant no, keeping all the little things like pen, pencil, eraser, all of it, keeping it properly.
Sir, my pouch is currently an inked mess. I don't think I have any say in organization.
Actually, my friend would tell me, Sushrut, I know you are in the class or you were sitting here because five subject books will be on top. And this is nothing. Like you had this period got over so long back, but still this book is here. This is here. But I had to change afterwards, because it is important. Even the thoughts that we get, no, how we keep around the atmosphere, that has a bearing. There was one more friend of mine who could understand if I even lifted his pen and kept it. I wanted to take and do an experiment. So purposely I went, and when he went out of the room, I quickly moved something. He immediately came in and he said, "Did you move this? This was elsewhere." I was so shocked. How is he so aware? But that was his specialty. Now, this is something when we organize things, when you keep them tidy, your mind also gets organized. We are doing cleaning up of trash every Sunday. We are picking up trash from which is dumped by people on the beach. So my friend was like, "Wow, you are the most unorganized person, and now you are in the part of this organization which is organizing even trash." I said, "Yes. Why are you doing it?" Well, I don't know. Everybody is enjoying and getting something. They feel their mind is getting more organized when they get up in the morning and they do it regularly. Rest of the day, they're able to think. And everybody, all ages, people are able to, So I think we can all take can we all decide that we'll not keep things very messy around us? Bed sheets and other things. There's a laughter going on everywhere. All are so there's a 50-50%. Nobody is saying yes, is it? I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, try, because you see, I used to write in the most messy places, but now I've understood when I want to get really creative writing, I wrote 155 line poem. I was so happy, but it all had to do with the place I was sitting in. I was quiet, peaceful, and the entire place, it was so nice. The ambience, it makes a difference, in our thoughts. We get good inspiration. Otherwise, what happens? Your thoughts also become lazy. You're like, yeah, all right, it'd be big deal. Yes or no? So let's take this point. Definitely, let's try. Let's try organizing. It makes a lot of difference. My friend who is a doctor, he says it makes a difference of life and death also. Little bit organization. For him, no? If he gets late. Yes, yes, Fiona.
Sir, actually, for me, everything needs to be perfect. Even if when I'm for a class, like in school, in on our table, there's like a small like line where you can keep your pencil and pen and stuff. So me, in every single class and exam, I have to keep it proper. So pencil, there's a pen, and that needs to be perfectly kept. So even if there's an eraser and it's kept in a box, it needs to be closed if I see it. Even if it's
Yeah.
somebody else's, I'm like, close it. So and everything needs to be perfect. Even the book, even if it's kept slanting, I keep it straight.
Yeah, yeah. No, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. I've seen actually, I'll come to you, Bhagavi, in one moment. I have seen a difference how flowers, no? My teacher, Damleji, who has written this book, no? He arranges flowers properly in a particular way, according to the color, according to the tilt, according to the direction. I have seen business meetings change based on that, this flower arrangement, no? When people enter, I can understand when I see the person if this person is able to observe it or his mind is elsewhere. If his mind is elsewhere, we understand this meeting is not going to go too ahead. Or when we go, I went into the office of a particular school principal. The table was so messy, the table was so messy that I thought, now I don't think anything constructive is going to come out. It was about the learning through nature only. There was no place for me to even keep my hand. It was absolutely not welcoming. So I thought, I don't think this institution will be open to a new idea. Exactly that happened. I ended up losing 1.5 hours, half an hour for waiting, 1 hour. We had a discussion, but we just had one program. But nothing went ahead after that. In one more place, the table was much smaller, but it was more organized. That teacher, that principal was so happy that let me start, we'll do it. And we really got that. What we call vibes, no? We get that. We generate that also. So maybe we think it's very insignificant. What does it do? But you don't really know if you just do carefully. It is little bit boring in the start. Like, "Arey, what is this? How many rules? How many things should I arrange?" But no, just try that. Just try and experience. Small things can make a big difference. All right, let's continue. Yeah, Bhagavi, sorry. Yes, Bhagavi.
Like, there's one thing I've learned from. I was small. I was in third or fourth something. I was I wasn't that busy, but I used to think I am so busy. That's why after each period ended, I used to lift up my bench. Our bench was openable. I used to lift up my bench, stuff all my books. After a month or so, all my books were stuffed in that, and the chowki was moved to another grade, which was like seventh grade. And now I had trouble because I was in third or fourth, and most probably I did not know where my table was.
Okay.
I had kept my books in that, and unfortunately forgot my pencil box. So I literally roamed 3 whole days searching for the whole thing. I had to miss 3 whole days of classes, and then after that, the next 6 days I had to do 6 days work as well as the previous 3 days.
Okay. No, so
So like
little things. Yes, yes. But I'm telling you, it's like say a doctor, he has to go on duty. Okay. But he can't find his keys. What's going to happen? Careless for because of carelessness, isn't it? But then somebody else will have trouble, no? Patient is waiting, no, for treatment. Like that. Sometimes, nowadays we are connected on the phone, no? So many times you remember something correctly at a time, you pass it on, the information is passed at the right time. Otherwise, you get delayed. So it's important to organize our little things. Bhagavi, I can see the bed behind you. That's not very organized, isn't it?
the only reason of that is
Whatever
using.
reason is, I'm not bringing you to task, but I'm telling you after class, you try to make it organized. Okay. So
So I
little
still have
things.
to do more, sir. It'll become more messy. I'm leaving in 2 days. I have to stuff
Yeah.
my whole bag.
Yeah, that is all fine. But you can always take one moment extra. All right. Let's continue. Energy and life is everywhere, seen or unseen, felt or not felt. Observe everything around you carefully and remain aware, careful, and confident that you are in the company of energy everywhere. It's actually very beautiful. When you are aware, no, then you are actually confident also. You suddenly get indications. Yes, all right. I remember I had given one exam where the oral interview was there after the written exam. So I was just wondering what to do, but I just was like, yes, I saw a very nice photo on the way. I was like, yeah, this is nice. I'm feeling very good. Another person I met, I felt very happy talking to that person on the way. And the teacher suddenly appeared like the whole examiner, no? She suddenly reminded me of my grandmother. She had white hair. I was so happy. I'm like, yeah, grandmother is asking me questions. Let's not worry. Let's become quiet and let's enjoy. And you will not believe I got very good talking scores that time, 8.5 in that IELTS. So I was so happy about it. But basically, why it helped me was because I was aware of what's going on. So I was like, all right. Because just next to me was one senior who had worked for nearly 6 years and then was writing the same exam. And I was just fresh and going to complete my college. In my last year, I wrote the same exam. So normally you will get worried, no? Oh, see, these people are so experienced. I don't have any experience. But if you are aware, you can get inspiration. Yes or no? Can you get inspiration only in one place? Or you can get anywhere? Yeah, Rini, what is it you want to say?
So I think you can get inspiration anywhere. Like for example, in our Hindi lesson, we had to like learn about Bankim Chandra Chatterjee.
Strategy, okay.
Okay, so it was starting about how he was a magistrate and how he was using the laws. But then it got
Hmm.
boring thinking, like, it started talking about how he thought he was a page of a book and he could actually do things. Then later he was on a train and he's just looking outside the window and he sees all the greenery, everything. And he just thinks that this is extremely beautiful. And then inside the train, he writes Vande Mataram.
Isn't it? How beautiful. You see, around us another contemporary. You've heard of Sri Aurobindo? Yes? Anybody? Have you heard of Sri Aurobindo? Okay, Viona says yes. Bhagavi also says yes. Rini also says yes. You will not believe there was a false case that was put on him. The Britishers wanted him eliminated. You know why? Because young Subhash Chandra Bose and all of them were getting inspired by his fiery writings. So he was turning out to be a big headache for the British. So they put a false case on him, and they put him in solitary confinement. 6 by 9 feet. 6 feet by 9 feet. That's like so small, isn't it? In a small prison cell. He was all alone for an entire year. Food also he did not get regularly. But there he got the inspiration. He got inspiration inside of a most difficult situation also. Normally, what happens in bad situation? Oh God, what did I do wrong? This cruel world, this world is so bad to me. too much. I don't like it. We sit and we worry, no? We cry, no? What is this? None of my friends want to play with me, or nobody's understanding. All these questions, thoughts come in. But in a difficult moment, thinking of good, brilliant thoughts also is possible. Inspiration can come at all times. So you don't have to ever lose hope. So it can come anywhere. That is one point we must remember. For that, we have to be aware and confident. Why? That energy is the same everywhere. A friend of mine, she's facing very difficult interviews. After working for many years in a company, that company has suddenly decided we want to reduce the number of people in staff. That too without logic, randomly. And who is doing that work of assessment? Somebody from somewhere else. Now, anybody will get worried or not? Yes or no? If there's no logic. But then she's able to maintain a calm and quiet. Why? Because that confidence comes when you are aware. You understand, good will happen. Let me get the inspiration. Let me use the inspiration to the best of my ability. That is how we should be. The student says, yes, yes, sir. Today I think all of us are feeling more energetic and confident. Thank you, sir. Really, I think, don't you think it can make a big difference suddenly if we get confidence from somewhere? Anybody? We just look at this point and then we look at points to remember. Do you agree? Anybody can give an example or some experience? Yeah?
I can't understand the question.
You don't understand the question. Okay. Anybody understood the question?
No, sir. Can you like repeat it?
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, okay. Bhargavi is also. Now I'm saying is suddenly can you get inspiration and suddenly feel confidence anytime? Viona says no. Rini says yes.
Yes, sir. One time I had my Hindi exam like the next
yes.
Hmm.
day. And then I was like, after a while, I decided, okay, fine, I'm gonna just give up on sleep because there's no point. It's
Okay.
no chance I'm gonna fall asleep soon. And then I was like, I went to the washroom. It's like 3 in the morning. And then suddenly I get this random burst of motivation. And I said, I will finish all my Hindi chapters in this 5 seconds of life. I exited the washroom, I opened my Hindi textbook, and I was like, no, I can't. I closed it and I put it away. I went back to sleep.
Hmm. Okay, you got an inspiration to sleep, isn't it? That's what you're saying. All right. But I like something related to exam. I remember my 10th chemistry. Again, I did not like chemistry at all. So chemistry always gave me spooks. But I don't know how suddenly my favorite song, started playing in my head. That's all. I didn't realize how the practical got over, how I quickly finished everything. Throughout that day, that song, which was my happy song, it kept on playing in the head. And that gave me a lot of confidence, and I felt like I'm getting helped by nature only.
Sir, even for me, like during
Yeah.
exams and classes, songs just usually runs in my mind.
Yeah, so you can become calm. It's like that, not just songs, I'm saying. Suddenly, like you see how Rini gave a beautiful example of Vande Mataram, how it was written, isn't it? Just looking out of the window. Suddenly a spark of inspiration comes. It's like that. Bhagavi wants to say something. Is it?
Yeah, like one day I was playing really, really badly cricket. My father was scolding me too much. And then there's this restaurant right opposite to my apartment. He started playing my favorite Hindi song. I was so amazed because that restaurant has never ever played a Hindi song. It has never played any song other than the language English. So I was amazed, but I was very happy. Like that song, it began to build tempo, and then I started
Ah,
playing good. The same thing.
okay.
There is one more thing that I watched my serial for a long time. I watched TV for a long time. It was my favorite serial, and I had to go play that night. So I obviously closed and went to play. When I was playing, I again started to play bad. But before anything could get worse, I heard this line from I like there's this line. that hero's line thingy, right? In every single serial to encourage the hero and all. That one I love the most. Even my father likes it because it's very meaningful.
Okay.
So like I started telling myself that that is what, because I was getting scared of the ball, and the line was related to that you shouldn't fear. So like
Okay.
the line was something like, fear is but the conqueror of your victory. To strive and thrive in the face of fear, first go face your fear, and that's when you'll emerge a true human.
Ah, true, true, true. So this is actually called channelizing the energy from somewhere, isn't it? It comes from a thought, it comes from a song, it comes from a moment. Sometimes just looking at somebody, you feel very happy and confident. I used to see my friend and feel very good. Yes, just a hi from a friend is giving me energy. It's something like that. My grandmother would say, "Don't worry, you will pass," and she would give a little bit curd. That was my source of inspiration. All difficulties and tensions. And she did not care about my marks. She did not even know about what marks I got. For her, it was only about passing, and she said, "You would pass." I got 92, 93%. She's like, "Ah, you passed? Okay, very good." But that line from her became a source of energy. So, something like that. We must all find out how we can, channelize that energy. Because if we do that, then we can be confident, we can be aware, and we can go ahead. So let's look at the points to remember. We'll look at 3 points and then we conclude. Number one, nature's strength is inexhaustible. What is the meaning of inexhaustible?
Never ending. Like it.
Yes, absolutely. Never ending. The same is found in humans and animals also. Two, channelize the power inside you to receive more. What should you do? You should channelize it. When you channelize it, then you can receive more. What will you receive more? The energy, the power from nature. Number three, always be aware that there is oneness in all. All right. All means all, everybody. Nobody is superior or nobody is inferior. That's very important. All are a part of this nature, and remember that. Always be aware. And the same energy is found in plants, animals, humans, and non living things as well. So, this is something that we saw. All right. Anybody would like to add 1 or 2 points? What you remembered from today? Or anything you have to share or ask? No? All right, so let's then close our eyes for exactly 2 minutes. No scratching head, no turning left, no turning right, and no turning on the video feed also, turning off the video feed. All right, just 2 minutes. Let's close our eyes. Okay, before opening your eyes, let's rub our thumbs nicely. Okay, so fine then. See you on Friday. All right,
Thank you, sir.
thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
good evening.
Bye, sir.